Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about what really is my favorite subject. This is the one where the rubber meets the road. This is now we've talked all about getting our product ultimately to Amazon. So now our product's at Amazon. Now we got to do a couple really important things to separate ourselves from the crowd. I like to call it optimizing my listing. So I'm not just creating a listing. I'm creating it, but I'm optimizing it. Now there's an entire training video exactly how to do this. And it's the exact steps that my entire inner circle follows. If you want to check out my free training videos, just go to amsecrets.com. And it's a lot easier for me to mention that now, so we can jump right into it.
Absolutely. So what happens after your product is in Amazon?
So once our product's at Amazon, now we know, okay, so for your product to get there, you have to create your basic account, basic information. We're not talking about optimizing our listing. What a lot of people take for granted is the value of having really good images. Because your images, think of it the same way that we talk about our packaging.
Right. It's the initial impression.
That's right. And it's also the quality, right? It's like everything we talk about with private labeling and white labeling, private labeling. It's the same thing. But you take, how am I different there? How do I have a really unique logo? How do I make this a really cool product? And then same thing with the packaging. What kind of packaging should I use? All that stuff ties in to also having really cool images, because if everyone else is doing the same thing, like everyone else has this really boring image. So if I'm putting in beer pong cups, right? If everyone's doing it one way, I want to be the one person with different images. Capture their attention, meaning that, okay, all these people, boring pictures. I want to have something really cool that maybe it demonstrates my product. Maybe it's not just a boring picture of the product, right? Maybe it's my box and somebody like holding it, or there's what's really cool is that it used to be you had to hire all these designers and all that, but now you can take basic images. So you could take the images yourself. The sourcing agents that we deal with in China will actually take the images. That's something that they just incorporated, that before they ship the product, they have a professional in-house photographer that'll shoot really nice, beautiful pictures for you. Now you could take those pictures and just be boring like everyone else, and it'll be cool. It'll work. You could put those pictures on your Amazon listing.
And they work for a little while.
They do, right? Until it gets kind of stale and boring.
And that's what you mean by optimizing. You create a listing and then you constantly change things.
That's right, because you want to be functional first, right? Everyone's always saying, and you were telling me we had a bunch of questions about that. Like,
Absolutely.
How do I make it perfect? Like, I don't feel like it's perfect. And, we're telling them, hey, be functional first, and then worry about perfecting the process.
Exactly.
Get yourself functional, get good images. And then, maybe you have a designer, and with all these different sites, there's another really cool site that's called 99 Designs. And they'll design logos, graphics, all those things, and they'll do it in the style you like. Do you like cartoonish? Do you like professional? Do you like business? And what's really cool is there's certain products that you could do where you can incorporate. You could be your own brand ambassador. You use it. If you have six-pack abs and you're selling a jump rope, maybe you'd want to be the one who's your own brand ambassador. If not, you could always hire somebody, these YouTubers, all these people on Instagram, Twitter that have really big followings, and that's a technique that I love using. And it's a great way to be able to get your brand out to the masses, but also with the power of video, it has a shelf life of forever. So, when you get somebody to represent your product, that product now has a shelf life of forever when you get that video from them.
Right.
And that's once we get better and better, right? I'm just giving you guys ideas, because the whole marketing thing, it's so much, you're talking about hours and hours of training to teach you the entire marketing process, not just through video, but with our live webinars and things like that. The mastermind, it was amazing. The one that we just did, it was so much fun because everybody's showing each other what they're doing, what works for them. And, even though you could be in two completely separate categories, you're not competitors. It's fun to share, and you think, well, geez, in that category, I never really considered doing it that way.
Right.
And then
right.
other people would give other people ideas. And, the mastermind that we do, with the one coming up, what's really cool is everyone in the inner circle is invited. Now, and they don't pay to come to the mastermind, but they have to apply like everybody else, because a mastermind, and you've been there, you experienced it.
Absolutely.
So
much fun.
It's really, yes.
It was a lot of fun.
And to meet everyone was fun, right?
Exactly. And you got the value. It was amazing.
We have all different people from all different walks of life that some started out with a bang. Huge success.
And you've said it before. Nobody knows everything. And
That's
there's
right.
always the next person that knows a little bit more about something than you. So you brainstorm with others.
That's right. I've probably learned more than anyone else in the group. And, I put it on and I learned more because there's so many different scenarios. Like, we can cover 95% of things, but it's that other 5% that I really enjoy, because it's like such a unique hairball situation. And you're like, wow, like me thinking I'm going to ship it, from here to there, rent a storage unit and thinking that's how you become an Amazon seller is, either loading. I don't want crap in my garage. So, yeah, and that's the fun of this business, right? Like, we learn from each other's successes and from each other's failures. And as soon as you think you know everything, like, that's when you're going to start to decline, because nobody's ever going to know everything.
Because you're not a learner at that point anymore, and you have to always keep taking in new things.
That's right. And that's what I like to do, right? Like, I enjoy learning new things. To me, it's fun. And I love learning from people that have done anything that I haven't done, that I'm looking to do, right? If I wanted to play the piano, I'm not going to read a book about playing the piano. I'm going to go to somebody who's really good at playing the piano and ask them if they could teach me.
Exactly.
So, and that's the style that I enjoy. And that's why this has been such a really fun time. The last 1,000 people in the inner circle, it's just been crazy to interact with them and watch their excitement and watch their growth and watch them go from barely even knowing how to use a computer to actually selling on Amazon. And that's why this all ties back into what I really enjoy. It's like, ultimately, my product's at Amazon. Now let's worry about our images.
This is the fun part, where you get to communicate with other people and they will help you.
That's why the webinars are fun, because it's like everyone's constantly launching products at different times.
Exactly.
Because there's people that, hey, it might have taken them a couple weeks to launch a product. There might be people that, it's going to take them 2 months to launch a product. Life gets in the way. We all have different schedules, different abilities to make time for something, right?
Exactly.
But the infrastructure, the backbone of all this remains constant. And that's also, too, like the right keywords. It's, what we just want to do is become functional. So if I'm selling beer pong balls and beer pong kits, I want to know, what are people searching for to find beer pong? What words are they using? And what keywords are tied to that product? Because keywords are the key to success. And that's why I spend so much time in the course teaching about all the different ways you find the keywords. And I've never mentioned this publicly, but on any of my video podcasts, but I'm working on right now a keyword software. And I've been working on it for about 7-8 months. And this keyword software, it's really cool. If you put in like electric car, it'll also tell you what questions people are typing in. So it'll say, like, how do you drive an electric car? Wow. Is an electric car expensive? But it's scrubbing through through its back office. It's figuring out what are all the keywords people are searching for. And then it's also going to tell me people that, type in electric cars. It's like electric cars that are fast, electric cars that break down.
And that's how you get new ideas.
That's right. And you find out how many people are searching for a given topic.
So besides the keywords, what are the other important things?
So the images, remember, we want to be functional first. We could tweak everything down the road. It's like, I get frustrated when I see people that they think everything has to be perfect before they can move forward. It's like they're stuck on images. It's like, hey.
I am definitely that person. I really am.
I know, and you definitely are. Like, you always want everything perfect.
Right.
And I'm always the one that says, no, like, it's okay, just go, like,
right,
we'll figure it out,
on the way. But yeah, you definitely have to do that.
And I sometimes have to say, okay, maybe I should make it a little better. And
Right.
you sometimes have to say maybe it doesn't have to be so perfect. And,
Exactly.
we can meet in the middle.
Exactly. But that's what you need.
That's right. So whatever kind of person you are, understand that and know that, okay, hey, if I just do the basic steps,
You just need to move ahead.
that's why the descriptions, right? Like I get so entrenched in my descriptions, like not that I'm looking for perfection, but I want to make sure I'm incorporating the key words. I'm delivering a good message. When I'm saying your description, that's like when you go to Amazon, you see the images, you see the bullet points. So my bullet points and my description, like I really overanalyze those, but all I worry about is getting it functional first and then doing my keyword research. And I have a whole section all about doing proper keyword research. How do you find the right keywords?
And I think that's where we bring up the course, is because there's a lot of things that you cannot change with your listing. So that's what you need some kind of guidance for, is what things to change.
That's right, because you got to remember, once you're functional, now the idea is you want to spike that Amazon algorithm.
Exactly.
Right? You want to move, and that's where the marketing comes into play. And that's a whole nother subject, the actual marketing. What we're talking about right now is being better at being searchable. You want, when people go in that search box searching for something, you want to do better to give yourself the best chance right out of the gate of ranking better based on your descriptions, your bullet points, your title. Those are that's the very first thing that you need to do. And again, not perfection, but make sure you're incorporating keywords and you're doing that. The images, you want to at least start with some halfway decent images. Even if you didn't have a sourcing agent, go to, picture people at the mall, have them take pictures, use your phone. It's not going to be perfect, but if you're not willing to, get a photographer, I got a really good tip one time from somebody. They said, I'm a loan officer and there's a service that takes pictures for houses for you. I had them come out and take, like, with their cameras and their nice equipment, I had them take pictures of my product. And I thought,
That's cool.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That was pretty smart because, see, like me, I don't know everything. And I thought that was a really good tip for people that don't feel comfortable taking pictures. Or maybe they ordered through Alibaba. Maybe they didn't hire a sourcing agent. Maybe they're not in the inner circle, so they don't have access to our contacts in China.
Right.
And the reason I say that too is we can't overload our contacts either. It's not like these are my contacts, no one could have them,
Right.
but they're exclusive for the inner circle just because we couldn't
already-
overload them.
They're already working really hard.
And they're getting new people like weekly.
Yeah, every day.
So it's so hard, you can't just flood them with business. So that's why we limit the amount of people that could be in the inner circle, not because we don't want to just work hand in hand with everybody. We have to limit it because it would diminish the entire inner circle if nobody was able to actually leverage the benefits of the inner
Exactly,
circle. So that's why
exactly.
the inner circle, that's an application you have to apply. I mean, I don't want to sound, like it's arrogant or cocky, but it's like getting into college. If I wanted to go to USC right now, I couldn't just show up and say, hey, I want to come to USC. They would
Right.
say, well, you have to apply. Let's see if you're the right fit, because the strength of our group is in the group.
Exactly.
And that's the strength of the group.
People, like-minded people.
Yeah, me and my son, we were watching The Jungle Book, right?
Yeah.
And the wolf, I don't know if you've seen Jungle Book. Have
Actually,
you?
not yet.
Oh, it's so good. So they're a wolf pack, right? So
Right.
she's educating the small wolf, the strength of the wolf is in the pack and the strength of the pack is in the wolf, right?
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's
like the
exactly,
inner
I couldn't have said it better, right? And so I remembered that, and I remember the movie well, but I don't remember any line from the movie but that. That's why, you're never going to be perfect. Our images, our bullet points, our descriptions, our keywords. Once we're functional with all that, and I walk you through that, it's kind of hard just to sit here and explain each one of those things. So I want to show you what to do and put you on the right track, whether or not you are ever in the inner circle. Give you the tools that you need and the understanding to know, this is what Mike would do. He'd worry most about the images. Then he'd worry about his title. These are the very first things. Then I'd worry about my bullet points. Then I'd worry about my description. Then everything else comes into play where, now we talk about how do we spike that Amazon algorithm. And that's going to be more in the advanced videos, and you guys, we're all going to do it together, talk about it and share it. But in a nutshell, the idea is to increase your sales velocity. And there's so many ways to do it. And marketing is it's so fun because all marketing is guessing and testing, right? You guess, is this going to work? Then you test it. Well, after we've guessed and tested so many times, you start to understand oh, okay, it's no more guessing and no more testing. You do this, it works. If I poke my hand with a needle, it's going to bleed.
Exactly.
Right? Now, is it going to bleed more or less? I don't know. It depends on how hard I poke my hand with the needle, right? But it's I don't have to guess hey, if I shove this needle into my hand, is it going to bleed? I'm pretty sure it's gonna,
Right.
unless there's some fluke, right? I can't say how much it's going to bleed or how little it's going to bleed because that's all product dependent. Because, some people have told me just using one of the marketing techniques, I made it to hot new releases on Amazon, or I made it to the first page of Amazon, and I only used one, of those 10 different techniques that you teach. Some people will say, hey, I did 3 or 4. I'm excited because I'm building sales velocity. I'm selling a lot now I'm excited to start implementing some of the more advanced things. And that's why it's a moving target. Making money on the internet, it's not it's a fixed thing. It's not hey, if you're going to be a cabinet maker, right? You can learn how to be a cabinet maker, and not much new technology is going to come out to make a cabinet.
Right.
But with internet marketing, it's it's a moving target. Things are always changing. People have heard, the Google slap, right? Where all of a sudden none of your things are on the first page of Google anymore.
Yeah, right.
Same with YouTube. You're killing it on YouTube. Then all of a sudden, YouTube does this crazy update.
Facebook.
And you're gone. Yeah. And,
Right.
it's endless, right? So you got to remember that no one's ever going to know everything, even with internet marketing. It's just not possible because it's a moving target. Things are always going to change. So if you're staying updated on what's going on right now and you constantly have your feet on the fire, you're constantly going to be getting better yourself. Because skills you can't really transfer, but techniques you could transfer. Right? I'm never going to run as fast as Usain Bolt. He can't transfer me his skill of running really fast, right?
But you may do something better than him.
That's right. And maybe that you said it perfectly, right? Maybe he can't market as well as I can.
Exactly.
Right? He can run way faster than me, but he can't market as well as I can. Marketing, that's not a skill, it's a technique, right? And you could transfer techniques, you can't transfer skills.
Right.
He can't make me run as fast as him. I can make somebody market as good. Some people market better than me, right? They take my knowledge and then they add their own spin on it. So that's what I love about this is that you can transfer processes, you could transfer techniques, you can't transfer skill. And I don't really have much skill. I have, I'm a result of
Normal
techniques.
Guy.
Yeah, it's just, I know a process, right? And I'm good at following a process if I know it works, if I feel like it works. Mary Kay, she's amazing. Her favorite, and I loved it. She's always all you have to know in life, 3 things. Is it easy? Can I do it? Does it work? She's the best. Mary Kay.
Mary Kay again.
Oh, I love Mary Kay. She's, she's such a brilliant,
She is.
I mean, everything that she did was just amazing. Her marketing, her strategies,
the way she got everyone doing.
Yeah, she was amazing. And and I know you laugh because I brought up Mary Kay a few times, and more Mary Kay. Maybe you should sell Mary Kay makeup.
Right.
But yeah, the marketing. That's really my passion is marketing. I mean, I would say out of everything, it's finding the right products is the most fun for me, and marketing them is right there with it.
Right.
Everything else is a fun process, but I get excited about finding products and looking them up. Do they sell well? Are the margins there? Can I compete? Then I love thinking of, okay, well, yeah, this worked. This marketing technique worked for this. Let me try it for this. Let me put this spin on it. That's the part that's fun, and that's the part that I really, really enjoy. So when we do the advanced marketing, the intro to marketing, then the advanced marketing, that's going to be so much fun. But
Absolutely.
It's all in the course right now. So if you wanted to be in every Monday webinar when we do it, if anybody listening wants to be part of our webinars and check out some free training videos, I already gave you the website name. I'll meet you on the other side.